Hi everybody, Hayley from the Woodstock Chiropractor. I'm going to talk to you about squats today. Fantastic exercise to do as it uses a whole host of muscles in the lower quarter of the body. However, there is a failing point that tends to happen to a lot of us, and is that we don't engage with what we call a hip hinge before going into a full squat. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of tricks in order to teach yourself good form in the hip hinge. And also a couple of other tricks with the chair as well. So what you'll need, if you've got one, is a piece of doweling. This is just a broom handle, so you just take the broom off the bottom part of it. And what you're going to do is place it along your spine, so it's across your back. One part's going to be touching the back of the head, and the other part will be down between the buttock area. Okay, so before I show you that bit, I'm just going to show you what a poor hip hinge would look like. So we're in a position to go for a squat, and a poor squat or poor hip hinge would be that we're coming into this position here. So you can see that my lower back is starting to round out, okay? What we want is for your bottom to stick outwards, so you can see that I've hinged my hips outwards, and then you'll start to sit down into the squat. So, piece of doweling, how that's going to help, like I say, is going to go down your back, so it's down your spine. Make sure you've got those points of contact to the back of the head and also the bottom, okay? And what you're going to do there is you're going to push your bottom out and keep those contacts at all time into the broom handle. And then you're going to come back up again. So you're feeling my hip hinge coming through there, and then we're coming to sit down. If you're not hip hinging, what you'll lose is the contact between the lower parts of the doweling that you've got here. So always make sure that you're pushing your bottom backwards, so we're hinging the hips out and down and then squatting through. So that's tip one. So good piece of doweling, 2 points of contact, and making sure you're pushing your bottom backwards. So if we're struggling to get a little bit of depth with our squat, a good place to start will be with the chair. So again, you're encouraging that hip hinge, so you imagine that you're trying to sit down onto the chair, and then you'll sit down and then you'll push back up. So, from this position here, I've got legs at shoulder width apart. I'm going to hip hinge, so my bottom's pushing outwards. I'm going to sit down, quick touch, stand back up again. Re-engage the core, hip hinge, pushing down, straight back up again. So that's a really good start. Like I say, it's really important to get that hip hinge in. You're really using your glutes, so you're firing those glutes. You're firing the hamstrings, and you're also firing your quadriceps. So these are the front muscles just on the top there as well. Hope this helps, and happy squatting.